Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wingcat Sports. It's our weekly Tigers review, breaking down how the week went. And very, very surprisingly, I know I predicted them to win like maybe 3 games this week. They won both their series. Really could have swept both series, and they played really, really well this week.
I was away, and like I said, this picked the week away where actually the Tigers show up and play their butts off, and it was a great week. The last 2 games, especially, winning big time in the 10th and 9th inning, and had some heroics and some lucky breaks, and that's baseball. And it's I don't, like I said, they're not back in it yet for the wild card. I wouldn't say,
But they're fighting,
but they're fighting,
which is what you want. I mean,
what's the record now?
47-50 going into the All-Star
So,
break.
the 3 games. I mean, 500 is a goal they should go for. That's what they should shoot for this year. Be above 500.
That's improvement if they are. They were a few games under last year.
Right.
Let's
do it.
You played 2 teams that really like I said last week that I thought were going to kick your butt and maybe you were going to get lucky to get away with a game. You ended up going into extra. You ended up kind of being around where you wanted to be with that 9-8 loss to in extras to the Guardians, but you really probably shouldn't have lost in extras to that one, and you kind of blew it when your 4-3 loss to the Dodgers. But I mean, otherwise, your pitching looked good. Your bats did good. The young guys played very, very well. They made a smart move with moving Maeda to the bullpen and take him out of the rotation. He's good for a couple innings, but he cannot pitch a whole game anymore.
I shouldn't feel bad for him because he's getting paid a hell of a lot of money to not produce any. But that in itself, I think that's what we're dealing with right now. We're trying to, we've had some bad breaks this year, and we're still fighting. And it does, that it shows they got some character on this team. I still like AJ Hinch. I still think Harris was a good GM for this team, or president, whatever his role is. I don't know what it is. But I think he's going to build a good team, but it's going to take, like the Red Wings, time.
And you're seeing it.
Get rid of these shitty contracts. You got to get rid of whatever, you got to put yourself in a position to where you can sign people.
That's the thing. You are seeing it at times with the Tigers. Like right now, they're playing really, really hot. The ability to win is there. And they do this almost every year. The second you start counting them out, they start winning again and get you back to being interested. Now, unlike last year, our division isn't terrible somehow. So you are not in the vying for the division at all. Don't expect yourself to come back from that. Though you are playing the Guardians a lot this month, and that is the team that is winning the division. Throughout the rest of the month, you still play them 6 times for the rest of the month.
Wow.
So you are back a decent amount of games. You play them 6 times more this month. You're back 12 games. We play them 6 more times.
We got sweetened both times.
Like I said, you catch up. You have your ability to kind of catch up this month.
Win them. Yeah,
you even play the Twins also, which are second place at 4.5. You have the ability to catch up in the division somewhat. I don't expect them to do the division, but wild card wise, 7 games back. The team you're going to be fighting, the Twins are a half game up in the wild card on Boston, and Boston is the team you'd be chasing right now, 7 games back.
Right. I'm sure that they're not worried about any of this stuff. They're just
playing.
They're just playing and looking at the next game, and that's the way it should be. Honestly, like I said, that's the way we should look at it too. I'm.
And you get it.
Like I said, I've been disappointed all year because I was really, as we've stated before, this team counted on some people that did not show up.
Yeah.
And that's why we're in the situation we're in.
If Torkelson's bat was hot,
it should have played better. I don't understand. Like I said, is Torkelson doing well in the minors?
Apparently not well enough to call him up. He's been down there for 2 months now, or a month and a half.
Parker Meadows.
So they called him up. He got hurt, hamstring. He had a home run, one of his first at bats back up.
Those are 2 guys. I don't
Right.
want to give up on yet. I don't want to give up on them.
Are out,
But
but
they're next year.
and
Um,
the Meadows in particular has a problem when you have Perez and Malloy both playing well in
right.
the
I
majors,
mean,
and
right,
they're the ones that are in line to take his spot.
right.
I
You
mean,
got
what?
to play the people who are showing up, and that's been why probably we haven't totally collapsed. Is we've had some young guys come up and play really well.
McKinstry's been filling in perfectly fine at shortstop in place of Baez, who has not been playing as much
Yeah,
since coming off his
I
injury.
think the whole Keebler experiment's over with. I think they gave that guy
Yeah,
a shot. He complained he didn't make the team, came up, played like crap. And so,
I didn't expect him to do much anyway. But
guess what? You're going to be a Toledo Mud Hen for the rest of the year.
but going into the end of this week, around the news of injuries and whatnot, I know that they sent Purdue back down. They called up somebody out. Like they're doing minor moves with the team's roster and what's going on completely with them. But I mean, with while they're playing, as long as their main guys are playing, I don't think any of us have any problem with who they're calling up as long as they're staying hot and they can win games.
Right.
Like I am not going to argue as long as they keep on winning. But after the All Star game, they do have one series to end out this week. They'll be in Toronto playing the Blue Jays. They got a 3-game set: Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The Blue Jays are also around where we are at, 44-52 going into the All Star break. There is no reason with how you're playing currently. You're a little bit hot. I could see them sweeping the Blue Jays. I could also see them losing the series, right? Because we were about some par with them. But the Blue Jays have their struggles too. If you can come out with a win in that series and drive yourself a little bit closer to 500 before going into your last stretch of the year with not Indy Guardians, Twins, and then Guardians for the rest of the month after the Blue Jays, right? You're going to potentially put yourself in a good spot.
Right. It's with the Tigers. Like I said, it's every day. Just worry about the next game. Don't worry about it. Fans should take that approach too. Don't worry about playoffs at this point or wild card. And I don't think many people are.
Nope.
So,
I
you
said
know,
you
let's just enjoy the summer and hopefully this team will catch fire and give us a reason to go down to the ballpark and watch them play.
people are worried about the wild cards. You got about 4 teams ahead of you right now in a wild card race, and you got to hope they all lose because they're all in 3 different divisions right there. Because you got the Red Sox, the Royals, the Astros, and the Rays all ahead of us, and we're on par with the Rangers in that wild card race. So I mean, it's packed right now. Right now, you got Boston sitting there at 53-42. Is what you're going for.
Right. Just
So
keep playing well. Give us something to cheer for. Give us a little hope for maybe next year.
that way we
That's all
don't
we
feel
can.
like we have
That's
to
all we
give
can
up
hope
on
for.
them. Because month of August, you're not going to have those division games as much. You're facing a lot of different teams outside the division. The only divisional opponents you're playing are the Royals in one series and the White Sox in another. So you're going to have to rely on other teams to beat the Guardians and the Twins. And you're not really going to see the Guardians or the Twins again this year after you play them. You have your last series with them this month, and then you don't see them again. They're the 2 teams you're mostly going to be fighting for in the division. So hopefully we got a good rest of the month in August too before football really gets here. But I mean, football's just around the corner, and Tigers just have to carry the rest of the month out before preseason starts.
That's right. Go get them, Tigers.
With all that being said, though, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, share the video around. Let me know what you think so far about the Tiger season. And until next time, hope to see everybody soon.